Welcome back, everyone, to the Marvelous Chats. I'm Zerul Effects, and I'm here with the boys Hoffman and Finto, and we're going to be talking about The Boys episode 8 and see how we felt about it at the very end. If you like what we talk about, please subscribe to our channel. It helps us grow. Give us a comment. Let us know what you think about what we're going to talk about, and like the video if you like it. So, what do you think, guys?
Oh, season finale of The Boys. I think they landed this, man. I think this has been the best season of The Boys they've ever done. And the only way that could have been ruined is if like the season finale just didn't hit at all. And they completely nailed every aspect of it. Every storyline that they had going up into this kind of came to a conclusion. The big fight scene between all the heroes at the end was amazing. Even though it was kind of like low budget, The Boys fight scenes, like it still felt like kind of good. I liked where all the characters ended up, and I like where they're setting it up to go forward. That's kind of like my initial just kind of preview of what's coming up later, I guess, in this video. But I overall I loved it. I love The Boys season finale. It was fantastic, man.
Yeah, dude, I gotta say it's the same for me. Like the series has just been so strong the whole way through, and I feel like every episode is getting better as it's going on. The one thing I will say, and not to take anything away from that episode, but just with the fight that we had at the end of Herogasm, I thought that the final battle was going to be a little more epic, and it wasn't. But the story told made up for it. Tenfold. We had so much going on at the end of that episode. Maeve losing an eye, and everybody thinking that she's dead, and I thought that was nice that she kind of got her escape, and she can go and have a relationship now and be happy. Probably won't be the end that we see of her. But yeah, like just so much going on, and just I feel so spoiled when it comes to shows like this and shows like Stranger Things, where the two of them just had absolutely explosive seasons this year. And like I can't get my head around how good the two of those shows were, and it has me absolutely itching to go back and rewatch both of those shows now from the start. So like yeah, it's 10 out of 10 for me. Like the season as a whole is just perfect.
Yeah, and I really feel that with the fight scenes when you mentioned that, Finto, the fight scenes, I don't think those were like the main points of the show. Like at this point, it was all the dialogue, everything that was going to be wrapped up, everything that they needed to talk about before this season ended. Everybody had something to reveal. Everybody had something to talk about. You saw Ashley, like, Homelander's like, take off
Oh, that was
wig.
so good.
What wig? And he's like, take it off.
Yeah.
And you just see that her hair is just nearly gone.
Yeah.
And then you see, I love, like, although the fight scenes weren't that great, I love the Flashdance reference, like when Kimiko is in there, she puts the headphones on and she just starts going crazy.
That was a beautiful moment because it was like that was her accepting who she was, and that was her going, look, I may be a monster, but this is what I've chosen, and I'm gonna just put these powers to good use, and I'm just gonna save the day. And she just absolutely annihilated that whole room. It was incredible. Loved it.
Yeah, I would like to see her like kind of against Soldier Boy a little bit to kind of get a real sense of her power level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But you brought up the music they used for her. I thought that the Elton John song was fantastic being played at the end, because when you really think about what happened in the season and where we ended up, it's almost like nothing has ever changed. And like we went back home. We waited for the Yellow Brick Road of this crazy season, and we're back to where everything kind of started. Soldier Boy's not part of the thing. Homelander is out there loved by the public again. Vought Tower is destroyed. Like everyone's been talking about how it kind of mimics the opening of the season. Look at the boys. They didn't accomplish anything. They really didn't kill anyone they wanted to kill.
Yeah.
Butcher doesn't have powers. Huey doesn't have powers. So much has changed, but like it's like they went back and like nothing's really changed at all.
Yeah.
They're back at square one. Homelander's more powerful, and now he's got his son with him. Who that ending, that little creepy smile that kid had. Oh my god, bro! Like it sets up the next season to be even worse. Like, oh, like how's Butcher ever gonna deal with this kid?
And like just the public now as well. I thought that was a very scary thing. Like where Marvin's daughter's stepfather is just like, fuck yeah. And like, I just
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like, America. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, this is
Yeah.
really bad right now. And
Fucking
like,
Ted.
I actually find it hilarious that he's a more hated character than Homeland. And Homeland's the one who blew up that, like, innocent bystander's head.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
we
you
know
have to
that
think
guy in real life, right? Like we know that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, of
like,
course.
like fuck that guy.
I
Like
know.
Homelanders make believe. You know what I mean?
I know, dude.
Uh,
It's just
Nope.
so well done, though. It brings out all these emotions that you just don't expect to see. It's just it's so good. man.
Nobody, Finto, nobody ever in this world likes a tool,
Yeah.
and that dude is 100% a tool.
Oh, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I love it. What do we think of like Black Noir's departure from the show?
like not surprising, but a little bit surprising how quickly and uneventful it was.
Yeah.
Black Noir really hasn't, I don't think, shown his powers off this season and fought at all.
Yeah.
So he kind of just got dismissed. Also, I don't think it's going to be the end of Black Noir. I think that he's a character that can take a lot of damage, and for some reason, he keeps coming back.
Yeah.
All the way from they showed it earlier in the season where he got this horror, he got just blown up like crazy. In the cartoon flashback in his mind, he got shown that he was beat to smithereens by
Still alive. Yeah.
Soldier Boy and still came back. So I think there's something to Black Noir's powers that are going to bring him back that we just don't know yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would love to see more Buster Beaver.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. There's actually Entertainment Weekly put out a really good video, I think, only this weekend, kind of with all the cast discussing episode 8. So yeah, everybody check that out because, like, you've got Eric Kripke talking about it. You've got all the cast talking about the final episode, and Kripke mentioned something about Black Noir, and the actor who plays him had said that he didn't want to show his face in season 8, and Kripke was like, that's a good idea because we could potentially then use you again in the future. So that kind of tells me that they're either gonna, someone else will take up the mantle of Black Noir, and then they can just use that guy, the main actor who's been playing him the entire time. So it's kind of clever the way they're doing that. Do you think? I presume Jensen Ackles is going to be back. Like, you can't just bring someone as epic as Soldier Boy in like that and just have him back, in like Carbonite or whatever that they're doing with him, like they're freezing him or whatever that they're doing. So, like, yeah, he has to come back. Has to come back.
Yeah. No, he's definitely going to be in future seasons. They would not just ice him over like that if they're not bringing him back. I also think that they're going to turn like Homelander's son into Soldier Boy, like pass the mantle down to him. I think that they've really kind of shown that, and of course he's like the grandson of Soldier Boy. I think they're going to bring that out there. And then Jason Ankle might have to come back to like, oh, we actually need him again for real because now there's like 2 Homelanders.
Yeah.
And we need someone who has powers.
Yeah, well, I think what they're planning to do as well, though, is maybe not so much bring him completely back, but show his body a few times and show that they're going to try to experiment on him again, because they really need to get extract a part of whatever it is that's causing the nullification of superpowers, so that they can get rid of all these soups.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What I pray for season 4 is that either I definitely want more Jensen Ackles, but I would love for them to potentially do like maybe a prequel with him, if that makes sense. So maybe he's captured, but we might kind of like a back the tank like the way Star Wars are doing it, but some like maybe have flashbacks, and then if you could get in, because the way he was talking about his abusive father and stuff, get like Jeffrey Dean Morgan to play his father. That would just be I genuinely think that's what's gonna happen. I think they're gonna get Jeffrey Dean in, and he's gonna be Eccles' father again on TV. And it's gonna be epic. Yeah, that's what I want. I really want that.
Do you think that how did you guys feel about that moment between Soldier Boy and Homelander when Soldier Boy looks at Homelander and goes, "You're a disappointment"?
That was epic, dude.
I love it. Just like parallels with like Sam Edgar's speech to him, like Homelander just can't get no respect from anybody, bro.
Yeah.
Like he's the strongest dude in the world, and everyone just like disrespects him. Jason Ackles like basically just calling him like a little bitch was like the best, dude. It was the best.
Yeah. And then that's just him turning into his father. It's good poetry. Like, it's like all these, and like Butcher has the similarities to his father throughout the season. Like, so it's all very kind of poetic, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't know if this is like a spoiler or whatever, but I did hear in the comic books that all of the boys are superpowered in the comics. So,
Mm.
do you think that? Because I kind of get the feeling that that's what they were trying to kind of maybe, put that into people's minds with the temp V in this season. So maybe it turns out that, that they can't take the temp V anymore now because they know it's cooking their brains, but maybe they'll turn around and actually take the actual V because they realize, shit, now Homelander's got a mini Homelander, and, if Soldier Boy comes back and they actually do have this like crazy fucked up family, like imagine like a grandfather, father, and son, and they're all like the strongest superheroes ever. I feel like the boys would all need to take V to become heroes to even stand a chance. I kind of feel
Yeah,
like that's where it's going.
yeah, the playing field has to be even,
Mm,
and if they don't, then Homelander can just go and kill them because, as you saw with Ted,
yeah,
they don't care anymore as long as
exactly.
Homelander is protecting them,
Yeah.
quote unquote. Like it's just like it's gonna get nuts. They're gonna get their powers. I don't know if it's gonna be the same powers if they do take the compound V, and I'm beginning to wonder, like, if they do take it, why would they take it? Do you guys have any ideas as to why even Marvin or Frenchie would consider taking it?
I just really think like the beauty of the show has always been normal people trying to like take out superheroes. There was always that danger. And I think that's kind of gone a little bit. And I think
Hmm.
we've just gone so far in the show now that you can't go back to that. It's gone too far. Do you know what I mean? So now it's kind of like the only way that I see the boys not having powers by the end of the show is if they somehow recruit the rest of the heroes that were, say, at Herogasm, for example. Like they somehow band all the soups together to fight against Homelander and so on. But I think it's going to become too big for them, and they're going to have to take powers because they're like, this is what we have to do to be able to um, level the playing field, as you say, or like
Sure.
even potentially like try and fight.
Hmm. No, definitely. Starlight, when she went and grabbed the compound V for Kamiko, she did not just grab one vial. She
Yeah,
she grabbed a couple of them. So
yeah.
with Butcher, kind of on the path to dying, he said he only got a couple months. Maybe he's forcing him
Oh,
into that.
he's got to take it, right? Like that's
Yeah,
what I'm
right,
thinking is that's another reason why it's happening because the only way the butcher's staying alive is if he takes it by the looks of it.
right.
Right.
So he's definitely got a reason to, even if they force it on him. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're definitely gonna give them all the powers. Because there's like, where else did the show go, man?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
Fendo was saying, it's like, where else do we have to go? They probably got like one good season left in them
Yeah.
before they jump the shark. There's before they run out of room. So why not?
I think
So
I think one more season and then that's it. I think it's perfect. I don't want this show to turn into like an 8 part, like an eighter, like Game of Thrones, where Game of Thrones probably should have ended at season 6 as well. It's like, do it, let it be great, and just let it go. And then
Yeah.
it has the rewatch value. It has that A1 stamp, that kind of just epic TV show stamp, and that's it. Don't milk it. Don't like dry it out.
Hmm.
I have one more question. So if they do decide to go with the compound V, what powers do you think Marvin and Frenchie should have, or what do you think that they will come up with?
I think Marvin would be like a Hulk kind of guy because he's real stocky and built. So I would just imagine him having like super strength and maybe not
Hmm.
like another ability. So I think he'd just be able to throw hands real well, and he could like finally have his like fist fight with the Soldier Boy. I think that would be kind of like poetic or whatever. Uh, we already know Huey is able to teleport or whatever his power is, or jump or whatever he does. And I don't know what Frenchie could do. Like maybe Frenchie turns into a speedster or something because he's a big gearhead.
Hmm. Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, like I just think like they kind of nearly have to have like similarities. So like you've got somebody strong who can fight Soldier Boy. You've got like Butcher, who's kind of like the equivalent to Homelander. And then like maybe you have a speedster to fight A Train or something like that. Like you have to have like Flash and Reverse Flash. They always
Sure.
kind of have to have the yin and yang. So yeah.
Yeah, there's good ideas. I got nothing else outside of those. Those are good ones.
Tick. Done.
All right. Well, I guess that's it for this episode. If you like what we were talking about, please give us a comment, like, and subscribe. And yeah, So without I guess we're Jesus.
See you guys later.
Bye.